Welcome to the Boredom Podcast where I go live because I'm bored. Let's see who shows up and if anybody does. Excuse me. Again, like I said, this is the Boredom Podcast where I go live because I'm bored. Don't know what to talk about. Just kind of felt like conversating, seeing if anybody wanted to show up to talk. What you know good to my one viewer. Please like and subscribe. I do these occasionally at random, so there's no real set time or date, except I usually do them late at night because that's when I'm awake. If I know you, feel free to hit the link and jump up. If I don't, then, you know, get to know me, chatting in the chat, and then maybe one of these days I'll have you up. But again, like I said, this is the Boredom Podcast where I go live because I'm bored. I'll talk about just about anything, but I don't know what to talk about or anything unless somebody says something. So feel free to ask questions, make comments, what have you. I don't do very well when I don't have guests up, so if I know you, please feel free to hit the link. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting here floundering and trying to talk to the chat whenever they post any comments. I don't know what to talk about unless y'all either type or join the panel, so all two of you watching. Like I said, I'll talk about just about anything. I don't like to discuss drama, but if people bring it up, I will talk about it. If you don't type in chat, I don't know what to talk about. So if you're just watching, please feel free to type in the chat, ask questions, give your opinions on things, what have you. I will discuss. I'm just not very good at leading conversations. I like to listen and interject when I have my own opinions. If you wonder what Thursday Night Records is, it's a conglomeration of artists and reactors and others that have come together to help each other out. Oh, and beat makers, producers, whatever you want to call them. This is probably a mistake. Like I said, I'm not one to rant or talk and ramble or whatever unless somebody else is with me talking. And if nobody's asking questions or making comments in the chat, I have nothing really to talk about. Or at least I don't know what to talk about. So please tell your friends, tell your family, tell your acquaintances. Come on over. Type in the chat, or if I know you, hit the link. I'll talk about just about anything. But like I said, I prefer not to talk about drama, but if it's brought up, I will. I only let people that I know up on panel because, well, there's trolls out there that'll try to get people shut down, and I don't want to get shut down. So the best thing to do is get to know me, let me get to know you, and I'll let you up. If you're a decent person that I can trust. Thank you for the 3 viewers. Welcome to the Boredom Podcast, where I go live because I'm bored. Please type in the chat any questions, comments, moans, groans, gripes, or complaints so that I have something to discuss. Otherwise, it's going to be a long stream of me sitting here not saying anything. Because I have my opinions on things, but I keep them to myself unless people ask me. But like I said, if you're tuning in, please type in the chat. Because I have no idea what to talk about that's interesting or otherwise. If you haven't checked out DJ Alpha Tyler, go for it. Germinator J, go check him out. Jason JV, check him out. Strange Fantabulous, check her out. Tech Riffs, check him out. Namson, check him out. Killzo Rising, check him out. We Scheme, check him out. Triple T is doing a show called The Rundown on Mondays and Thursdays. Check them out. Menacing Threats Productions, KSN, Domino the Dragon. Check them all out. They're dope. Namson, he's dope. Aaron Keese is cool. Check him out. Jon Snow, he's pretty cool. Check him out. Blind Sight, check him out. Athena, she's pretty cool. Check her out. All of Asylum, check them out. Nefarious, Emily Elkins, Ethic to God, Layman, Trippy J, a few people that used to be, I don't know if they still are, McGuire Music, Wolf Boy, Nazo, Fond. All of them are dope artists in their own right. Plus, check out Mises if you have a chance, and Adam Calhoun, Upchurch, Tom McDonald. Music is subjective, so you want to make up your own opinions on it. Struggle Jennings, Jelly Roll, Outlaw Nation. All of them are dope artists in their own right. We can agree to disagree. It's one of my mantras. If everybody is the same, then it gets boring. So having a difference of opinion is fine. Just don't expect me to change my opinion based on yours. Seems like we only have 3 viewers that are watching constantly. Probably stream sniping me, but I don't care. I'm just doing this just to do it. Because I'm bored. That's why it's the Boredom Podcast, where I go live because I'm bored. Sitting on my porch, talking with y'all. Sipping on some tea, smoking some cigars. Again, this is going to be a fucking boring ass stream if people don't type in the chat or join. I only allow people up that I know. So if you come up with a different name and I don't recognize you, then you gotta let me know who you are and how I know you before I'll let you up. I don't understand what the 3 of y'all are viewing for and not typing in the chat for. You can at least say hi. I'm not very entertaining. And I'm not going to put my camera on, so. Don't understand why you're lurking. Not that I don't want you to, just I don't understand it. We should type in the chat and let me know what's so fascinating about me that you gotta watch. Because without interaction, then I have no idea what to talk about, say, or do. If you want to know about me, ask. I'm an open book, I'll tell you. I appreciate you lurkers. Like I said, I just wish somebody would chat. Otherwise, you're going to sit here hearing crickets or frogs or whatever they are in the background because I'm out on my porch. When they're chirping. Oh, just gotta love floundering. Oh, I lost one. We're down to 2 viewers. No, thank you, Wolverine. I don't like singing a cappella. I'd rather do it with music, and I can't play any music to sing along with because I'm on my phone. Uh, Not to mention, I don't need people stream sniping it and making fun of me, so fuck it. But I appreciate you typing in the chat, Wolverine. At least there's that. Well, good morning to you. I usually don't go to bed until around 6 a.m. anyway. Foot's still healing from my toe amputation in October. It's all wrapped up. I got a train coming, so I might have to mute. Oh, good, Wolverine. Sweet dreams. Like I said, I'm just live because I'm bored. Hoping people will stop by, type in the chat, or join the live, whichever. If nobody shows up in about another 15 minutes or so, I'll probably shut it down just because, like I said, I don't know what to talk about unless people are around to talk. If people don't type in the chat or hop on panel that I know, then I don't know what to talk about. I found out recently that YouTube has games you can play on YouTube. They're single player games unless you have people with you that you can pass your device to, or you can have people on your computer to play with you, or what have you. Turned off while Tyler onto it. A pretty cool game. It's just taking words and adding them together to make other words, and it's kind of funny. You got garlic bread by combining the word vampire and toast. How that happens, nobody knows. But yeah, like I said, I'm an open book. If people want to ask questions, go for it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be floundering here trying to figure out what to talk about to make people interested. YouTuber Brandon Herrera lost his Senate bid for House, or for the House of Representatives or Senate or whatever, for District 23 in Texas by like 200 votes or 400 votes, something like that, against incumbent Rhino. Which, if you're not familiar with political terms, the Rhino is a Republican in name only. RINO. So the incumbent is running against the Democrat in the general election. But if enough people in that district write his name in, he might still end up winning. It's doubtful, but it might happen. And that's what America needs right now is they need good people to step up and run for public office. Upset the system. Get elected as an independent or a libertarian or something other than the two parties. But that's the only way we're going to make a change in the political aspect. If enough people vote the idiots that are in power out and put new people that want to make a change in power. With all my life growing up, I was told if you want to see a change in something, you change it from within. You get involved with it. And you be the voice of change, the face of change. Lead by example. So if you have an issue with something, whether it's politics, religion, some kind of, you know, organization that you want to see a change made in, instead of bitching and complaining about it, join it. Get involved. Get on the inside and make the change from the inside out. We need more Americans to do that with our political system. Be the change you want to see. If you think there's too many bad cops in your area, become a cop. Show your neighborhood that good people can be cops too. Like I said, if you want to change politics, get involved in it. Run for a local seat and then move your way up the ranks. That's the way a lot of other people do it. If you want to know my opinions on anything, just type it out in the chat and ask. I'm pro free speech. I'm pro 2A. I'm actually pro Constitution because that's pretty much the benchmark for everything that America stands for and how our laws and rules are supposed to be made is by putting them up against the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, using those as our guidelines. I also feel America needs to take a few years off of the world stage and be an isolationist for about 4 to 8 years and see how the world does without America's involvement. Worry about us and our interests, our industry. Give tax breaks to businesses so they can grow within America without having to outsource to other countries. Give tax breaks to small businesses so that, they can grow and thrive. Because believe it or not, the more businesses we have, the more people are employed, the lower the employment rate, and the more people have money and things end up costing less. especially when we don't have to outsource it to other countries. Yeah, in the beginning, it might be a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, it gets cheaper because we don't rely on foreign anything. Not to mention, if we took, 4 to 8 years off from dealing with world politics and just focus on ourselves, the world's going to come back begging for us to come help. It's been proven. Every time the U.S. tries to become an isolationist country, a major world war breaks out. What's up, Doom? Welcome to the Boredom Podcast, where I go live because I'm bored. Anybody that I know is feel free to hit the link and hop up. Otherwise, just type questions and comments in the chat, and I will try to answer them the best of my ability. I was just rambling a little bit about my view in politics. If you didn't catch any of that, I feel the U.S. should become an isolationist country for about 4 to 8 years, and a lot of those countries that hate America will come back begging for us to help them out. That or another world war will kick off. Because every time in history we've tried to be an isolationist country, a world war kicks off. What up, Doom?
What up, Jay? What you doing?
Chilling. I'm just bored.
So since you're a semi-straight man, I've got a question for you. Because I'm kind of stumped at the moment.
Alright. Shoot.
Alright, so I replaced the air filter in my car. Now, number one, I should have done that sooner because that air filter I took out, oh my god, there was nothing white left of it. It was pure black. Literally pure black.
I get you.
But now when I turn my air conditioner on in my car, you can hear the fan blowing, but the airflow isn't that strong as it should be. Is there something clogged in it, or is the compressor going out, or did the fan die? I don't know. The fan sounds like it's working, it's just not blowing as strong as it should. Now, when I turn it into heater mode, okay, that's a different story. That's a fucking hurricane. We won't turn the heater on in 90-degree weather.
Right. I'm not really mechanically inclined, but what it sounds like.
And I'm stumped. I'm stumped. But
Yeah.
I don't want to fork out $400 to replace the whole AC unit if it's if all it needs is like a blowout or just a small piece. You know what I mean?
Right. What I'd say would be to go to AutoZone or someplace like that and get them to check your AC unit. It could only just need Freon or something. You never know.
Because it's just ugh, I need my air conditioner. It's starting to get too hot. I need my air conditioner. I need air.
I feel you.
I don't care if I run my vehicle all night long and idle if I can get air conditioner.
Yeah.
I'd rather run out of, I haven't ran out of gas yet.
Yeah. It's currently 82 degrees here, Fahrenheit.
It's 90 something and there's no fucking breeze and it's just I'm ready to die now. I'm ready to die. Just kill me. Get it over with.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know what you're going through with the car because I've got an older car, and anytime that I use my AC, it comes on and it blows, but it's one of those things.
My coworker's first response to me earlier today when I asked him a question was, "You should just sell that car and get a new car." And I'm like, "Do you have the money to get a new car for me?"
Right.
I don't have the money for a new fucking car.
Right. Although there are some places that'll take the car as a trade-in and get you low monthly payments if you're working, but not everybody
I
wants
worked
to
in,
go ahead.
I went in earlier today. I got mad at everybody. I said I'm taking me a mini vacation, and I don't care if I get a fucking write up.
Yeah, sometimes you need to do that. Yeah,
I
sometimes you
worked.
need to do that for your own mental health.
Yeah, I worked 100 and something hours in 2 weeks.
Damn. Yeah, I've been there, done that. But
I
yeah,
told my coworker the other day I'm ready to retire.
yeah. But like I said, what I would do is take it to like some place that like AutoZone that has some kind of
We'll have to
testing
take it in
equipment.
Thursday, so I'll have him look at it while he's replacing the fuel injector, the fuel filter,
Hmm.
and well, he's got to put the oil filter on because they still haven't found where that fucker goes yet.
I feel you. But yeah, that would be the best thing to do is have them check the AC unit whenever you bring it in to check and get it checked.
I have to take it in Thursday. Well, I might take it in Wednesday. I'm debating if I want to go in Wednesday or not. I'm really debating that. I'm like, do I really want to go in? No. Do I need the money? Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
what Alex? Do you really want to work or do you really need the money? Let's see here. Maybe I should just flip a coin. Maybe that would be easier.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. I've been there
Yeah,
before with jobs.
we got a new general manager, and not a general manager, a new district manager, and he's becoming a total ass, and everybody's just like, you know what? Why don't you let us do what we do, and you mind your own fucking business? You sit in your office all day, you don't actually
Hmm.
fucking do anything.
Yeah.
We don't see you over here helping out or seeing how it's running. So, what does your opinion matter to us? Nothing,
Yeah.
none, nada.
Yeah.
I
I
even
feel
said
you. I've
that.
been there.
You said, I could fire you. And I go, oh, Wolfie, you're going to fire me for insubordination. Wow. Like I haven't had that happen to me before.
Right.
Then he said something about me being disrespectful, rude, arrogant, and all that. And I'm like, well, at least you're getting my good qualities. What are yours?
uh,
He shut up after that one.
yeah, when I was working, I'm usually the one that stays quiet, keeps my head down, and doesn't bother
That
anybody, and
shit.
do my
Okay,
job
no,
and
no,
get
no,
out.
no. I tried being quiet. I tried being, the let's follow the rules and all that. And all I got me was, people, trying to take advantage of me or whatnot. And I'm like, oh, fuck this shit.
I feel you.
Fuck this shit. I ain't a fucking doormat.
Yeah, I feel you.
Everybody's like, you're gonna get fired one day. And I'm like, oh, whoopee, like I haven't been fired before. Wow.
Yeah, at my age, it's one of those things where I can always go and find a job in my career field being a cook. It's just they start questioning, okay, why aren't you like a chef by now? I'm like, well, because either
I don't
A,
want if I became a cook, I would never ever want to be a chef. No. That is too much. That is too demanding. That has too many responsibilities. Like literally, if something goes wrong, it's your head, nobody else's. No, thank you.
well, in food service, the shit rolls downhill. So if you're a chef, you can blame other people.
Yeah, but you can only do that for so long before they
True.
actually take a look at you and go, okay, well, it's not them, so it's got no, no, no. I would never be a chef. No way. That's too much responsibility. No, 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 no. And not
Yeah,
to mention, you have to work long hours
yeah.
for. You're underappreciated as a chef. Like literally. They look at you and go, okay, well, do this, do this, do this. No, thank you. No, 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 no,
Well, in
no.
my experiences, most of the time the chefs don't do anything; they just bark orders.
I tried being a line cook. Nope, I didn't like that either. I was like, don't you fucking order me around. I know what the fucking order is. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, you seem to have a bit of an anger issue there.
Buddy, that's what my general manager says about me. And
Yeah,
I told her I don't have anger issues. I'm just fucking grumpy.
right. But yeah, I've done everything from short order cooking to casino buffet cooking to chow hall cooking at the military base, and even worked at the hospital doing food for a while.
Right now, I'm trying to get my CDL to get out of the fucking hotel industry because the the hotel industry. Oh, that's a fucking fun one.
Yeah, my baby
Talk to
brother
fucking
became
customers about 10 minutes a day and you wonder why I'm irritable. Okay, general manager. Yeah, let's think about this one for a moment.
right. Yeah, my baby brother became a truck driver. He got a CDL and he's driving around and he loves it. He says the only issue he
My
has
general
is
manager is like,
dispatch.
well, you don't have to be rude to them. I'm like shit. They're rude to me, I'm gonna be rude back to them. There ain't no one-way street here. If they're gonna be rude to me, I'm gonna be rude to them. If they're gonna be nice to me, I'll be nice to them.
Yep.
You get what you give. That's
Hmm.
my motto. Treat me like shit, I'll treat you like shit. You don't fucking like it, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. Every place I've ever gone to eat, I've always been nice and polite with the servers. Even when they come and they apologize for something being late or not cooked right, I'm like, nah, it's not your fault. I understand.
Now, see, a dining experience is totally different for me. Like, I really, like,
Hmm.
I'm one of those people. I'm not picky. If you screw my order up, I'm still gonna fucking eat it.
Yeah, most of the time I will, unless it's like really, really bad. Like, if I order like a medium steak and it comes out burnt, then I'll send it
Okay,
back.
no. Burnt steak, not good.
Right, right.
No.
But I'm usually very understanding since I've, worked as a cook and had roommates and friends that were servers and stuff. So I understand the ins and outs of restaurant business. And it comes to like working at hotels and everything. I don't know the ins and out of that, but I've had some friends that worked at them.
Like, I like my steak bloody.
Yeah, I usually go medium. If I get my steak rare, it's because I'm really mad at somebody not like at the restaurant, but in my real life, and I just want to taste blood.
On that taste blood.
Which is funny because a lot of people think that that's the juices that run out of the steak and stuff, but it's not. It's not blood. It's the juices of the steak of the meat. It's the water of the muscle, basically. It's not blood. They drain the blood out of the animals before they make the steaks or what have you with it. So you're not actually getting blood.
I like my steak, rare. I like it
Yeah,
bloody. I like it drippy.
I feel you.
And I can't understand why people don't like it rare. That's the best part. It's nice, juicy, and it's tender.
No,
But I
sometimes. Sometimes I've had some like rare and medium rares that were kind of chewy and hard to chew. But those are usually inferior cuts. Hey, Lone Wolves, what's up? Welcome to the Boredom Podcast.
that whole Diddy situation's a complete fucking mess. And I said this on another panel. We're never going to know the true extent of his depravity.
Oh,
We're
did you
never
see?
going to know how deep it goes.
Oh, I know. But did you see he put out a half-assed apology?
There is no fucking half-ass. There is no apology.
Oh, I
Like
know.
what he did and has done. Like literally, you had no remorse doing. I'm just going to say, if it's true what you did to Justin Bieber when he's 14,
Right.
if you can do that to a 14-year-old boy and have no fucking remorse, you
Yep.
deserve to burn in fucking hell.
Yep.
To even think of that, doing that to a 14-year-old is disgusting.
I agree with you.
Like, there is no half-assed apology. There is no apology. He just needs. Never mind. I won't say that because I don't want to get you in trouble.
Right. I understand. But I
He just
agree
needs
with
to
you.
unalive himself. There you go. That's the best thing to do. Okay, own up to your
Yeah.
sins and unalive yourself.
I honestly think that's an easy out for him or anybody that does that. I think they should be have bring back torture, and anybody
Well,
that's
well, it's like this.
messed
Even if
with
he goes
children
to
should be
prison, he's
tortured.
going to get shanked by somebody.
Right. But like I said, it's just in my opinion that anybody that harms a child in any way, shape, or form, death is too quick and easy. They should be tortured for the rest of their lives.
You know, I was on another panel talking about this. I'm like, okay, if what P Diddy did to Justin Bieber is true, then I'm wondering what the fuck happened to, because if you think about it, okay, look what happened to Justin Bieber. He's still off the rails a little bit. He's still a little bit
Hmm.
cuckoo. But look what happened to Aaron Carter. He used to
Uh-huh.
be he used to be a well behaved kid, and then as he got older, he got more and more and more and more
Yeah.
nuttier than a crazy than batshit
Well,
crazy. But
well, if you
it's
look
like,
at it, most female star or most child stars, I should say, not female, but child stars end up growing up and going into a depraved lifestyle for a while because they don't know how to handle what they've been through and the trauma they've been through.
I mean, it's the same thing. Look what happened to Britney Spears when she was a teenager, and
Right.
look what happened to her.
Right.
Like, P. Diddy isn't the only one that did it. Like, there's other people out there that still are not being accountable for what the fuck they've done.
Right. I agree with you.
I mean, look at Nickelodeon. That whole off the set or off whatever thing that came out. Like,
Yep.
it's been for years, and nobody said anything.
Right.
Oh no, let's just sweep it underneath the rug. Everything will be fine. What the fuck ever.
Right. And that's what I was saying earlier. Is anytime you see anything that's going on and you want to make a change, you need to do it from the inside and work your way out. If you want to see the change with, you know, um, children being taken advantage of, get involved in the programs that are helping children instead of hindering them. You know,
Well,
and
it's why
protect
I
them
don't.
as best you can.
Well, I was talking to God. Who was I fucking talking to? Oh, for fuck's sake! See, I talk to too many people. I can't remember who the fuck I talk to anymore. I
Right.
was talking to somebody at just a normal conversation. Well, I wouldn't say it was a normal conversation, but it was a conversation. It was just a general conversation, and something was somehow Disney was brought up, and I go, "Why do you support Disney when they openly admit they hire sexual predators?
Right.
Why do you support them? Like, they
Right.
openly admit that they hire sexual predators."
Yep. Yeah, I don't support anybody that openly admits to that.
And people are like, well, background checks are supposed to protect the kids. Yeah, okay, you say that to the multi-billion-dollar corporations. They don't care.
Yeah, but then, like I said, if you get involved on the inside, you can protect the children also. Like that one guy with the Nickelodeon thing, he was always getting in between the fucking predator and the children that he was working with. I forget his name, but he was always whenever the guy was getting creepy with the stars, he would step in between them and, you know, basically protect them from him. I forget his name, but people
I
have tried
forget
to
his
attack him
name.
too.
I irritate my coworkers because I never remember their name. I just go, "Hey you, hey you." Like, that's not my name. I go, well, I don't know what your name is. This is my name. Okay. 5 minutes later, hey you. I go,
Yeah, I make it a point whenever I'm working someplace that I let people know it takes me at least a month to 3 months working, with you constantly before I remember your name.
tell people this. I'm not marrying you. You're not related to me. I don't care what your name is.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm,
The Lone Wolf says Aaron Carter was uh, trying to make a change for the good when he decided to get clean before he died. Half of us all know he got murdered because of the coroner paper said he drowned when there was no water in his lungs or anything else. Yeah, I'm not familiar, but I'll take your word on that.
like, I'm not, I just know he passed away. I don't know how he died or anything. I just know he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. But yeah, children should be protected and not sexualized, and I hate that people want to do that. What's funny was back in shit, I want to say the early 2000s, like 2003, 2004, I was working at a casino, and I told this kid, I was like, just watch, the way society is running, one day people will be made fun of because they're straight, because it's being pushed as an agenda that everybody needs to be either gay or bi. And he laughed at me and told me no, it wouldn't. And look at our society now. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but you've got idiots out there calling on for straight pride and all that shit. And it's just like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, take a look at your fucking life. You're not fucking oppressed. It's
Right?
like, it's like some, not all, I'm gonna correct, I'm gonna say this, not all, but look at some of the fucking people in the South who think they're oppressed just because they're white. Like, what the fuck?
Right?
You're not oppressed.
Right?
Seriously, how the fuck do you think you're oppressed? You can get married, you can have your spouse on your fucking um policy,
Insurance
you
and
can
all
have
that.
them
Yeah.
on your insurance, you can have them in your will, you can have them everywhere. How the fuck are you oppressed?
I agree.
Don't telling
Back
me
in the
you can't have
90s,
children just because you're straight.
yeah, back in the 90s, I used to, march with my gay friends for, the acceptance and the pride and all that because they were being attacked and demonized and everything else. But now they've got more rights than I do. So,
No, Loves, I have to disagree with you to a point on that because even our government allows people to burn our flag.
right,
Like literally, it's not a crime to burn the American flag. Like literally,
right,
there are immigrants that come into our country and literally burn our flag openly, and they don't get in trouble for it. They don't even get in
yeah,
trouble for vandalizing.
right. And
Oh no, it's just a freedom of expression. It's okay.
and
Okay, so wait a second here.
the funny thing is that's a double standard too, because if you go to any other country and try to do that, you get jailed.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm all for like freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and all that until you take it too far. You know, when you're marching for rights that you already have in the streets and blocking traffic, you need your ass handed to you. Now, if people are actually oppressed and don't have rights, like back during the civil rights marches, I could understand it. But now that everybody has the
Let's
same
also
rights,
take
fuck
a
it.
look at this. Okay, let's also take a look at this. Our government gives more consideration to other religions and other beliefs than they do Christians.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. Think about it.
Oh yeah.
We're, people go, well, we weren't founded on Christian principles, number one, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing of it is, it's like this. You have freedom of religion, yet Christianity is treated subpar to every other religion out there.
Right. Yeah. It boggles my mind how society has switched up so bad.
Yeah, like, okay, you took prayers out of school, yet a Muslim child can go and pray in a corner 7 times during the school day. Please
Right.
explain how that works.
Right. I mean, when I was growing up, they tried to keep the separation between church and state and all that, and that schools were allowed to have prayer groups and Christian athlete meetings and things like that, but they had to be after school hours, you know. But they've gotten rid of that in most schools now too, and it's just not right.
It's just a double standard on everything. Like,
Yeah,
what about the actual people that were, here before they were here?
yeah.
Literally.
Well, one of my funniest things that I get is that you'll have people say, "Well, your ancestors owned slaves." No, my grandmother came over on the boat from Scotland.
See, that's the one thing, like, I hate being put in that category. My family has never owned slaves.
All right.
Okay? There, and I hate to say this, but there were a couple people in my family, in my family,
Mm-hmm.
that were racist. They, but owning slaves and being racist are two different things.
Right.
No one in my family owned slaves.
Right.
They were just bigotry idiots.
Yeah. And a lot of that also is the time frame you live in. If you go back and look through history, there's time frames like the Revolutionary War, even to the Civil War, where you owned slaves if you owned a business because it was cheap labor. Not saying that it was right, just saying that was that time frame. We are no longer in that time frame, so we should not be judged by that time frame.
Like, I wasn't born in that time. Why, but
Yeah.
why are you trying to pawn sins of the past on me? Like, you ain't God. Get the fuck away from me.
Right. It's like I had the discussion with somebody the other day about California and them, one of the cities in California approving reparations. And it's like when you looked into it, the metric they used was when slaves were freed, they were promised 40 acres and a mule. So they took the price of 40 acres and a mule during that time frame and adjusted for inflation and decided that's how much each person is supposed to get in reparations, which comes out to be like $250,000 to $500,000 a person. Might even be $1 million now. But where are you getting that money from? It's coming from the taxes from the city and or the state needing to help the city so that they don't end up going bankrupt, and then when the state and the city can't do it, they ask the federal government for it, and it's just like one big circle. And it's like, no, you can't be doing that. You got to just admit, okay, it was
But
bad.
here,
We freed
you
them,
know,
and it's done.
this is it. You can have. I'm just gonna say this, okay? You
Hmm.
can pull down the statues. You
Hmm.
can get reparations. You can do whatever you want. It's not going to erase history, and it's not going to
Amen.
erase the pain, let alone ease the pain that happened during that time.
Right.
You
Amen.
might get a
And
cheap
all it
thrill
is
out of
is
it.
and
You know, you might
all
go
it
ahead.
is sorry, and all it is the greed of people nowadays and not wanting to do anything for themselves.
But it's like all you're going to do is get like a cheap thrill, and that's the end. You know what? Okay, so here's the thinking. It's like, okay, you get $250,000. What are you going to do when that money is gone? That money
Right.
ain't going to last until the day you die.
Right.
That money probably ain't even going to last you 5 years. What are you going to do when the money is gone? You can't go back to the state and demand more money
Right.
because it ain't going to happen.
Right. And then on top of that, back in I think it was the 70s, America actually purchased land from Africa and set up a state in Africa that they said, okay, anybody that was a former slave that wants to go back, here's your chance. Here's land that you can go and get and start your own country free and clear. We help you out for now, but that's your place. And not a lot of people took him up on it. I want to say it's Nigeria or something like that is the country in Africa that was originally done that with. But I could be wrong. It's just what I remember hearing when I was growing up.
It's just there's a fallacy in all that. There is.
Hmm.
I with a light, I used. You know what? I don't care. Y'all can fucking judge me. I don't care. But I remember watching an episode of Touched by an Angel, and Tess said it. The best way to honor the people who went through that is to keep remembering what happened so it doesn't happen again.
Right. And that was the whole reason that we had the statues for the Civil War and stuff was it wasn't glorifying the war or those people. It was to remember what had happened so
But
that it didn't happen
but
again.
I also think that the reason why they kept the statues around was just as a way to remind the South that they lost.
I mean,
you
there
know,
was
put
that.
salt on the wound. Rub it in.
Yeah, there was that, but there are some places that had memorials and statues for, you know, their own Southern generals and things like that. Like New Orleans had some, and people wanted to tear it down. And there's a museum here in Mississippi that said any of the statues that got taken down in New Orleans, if they shipped them to Mississippi, they would take them and put them back up in their museum and stuff. Because we've got the last home of Jefferson Davis as a museum here, so people can go and look and remember. It's even got a graveyard with the Confederate soldiers' graves that you can go and look and see. And there's some of the families that have fallen family members in that graveyard.
It's like there's an old saying: "Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it."
Yep. And what a lot of people don't realize with the Civil War, where there were black people fighting on both sides of it. You had blacks that were fighting for the North, trying to free the slaves in the South, and then you had blacks fighting for the South under the assumption that if they fought and won, they would be freed anyway and allowed to own their own plantations, because that was one of the stipulations that a lot of Southern uh, militias told the black regiments. What stupidity, Mandy? Elaborate.
It's kind of like, oh God, it's kind of like people revering Abraham Lincoln for freeing the slaves, yet they don't realize that, yeah, he wanted to free slaves, but he wanted to keep his slaves.
Right. And he was only pressured into freeing all slaves because there was another senator that strong armed him into it, telling him that if he didn't, he would run against him on a platform of freeing all the slaves. And Lincoln knew that that other senator was a better orator than he was and speech maker, and that he had also a he owned a newspaper, and knew that this guy would beat him because he had the press on his side. So he made concessions to that senator and ended up freeing all the slaves.
And Andy, nobody said the Civil War was never about ending slavery.
No, it's all about taxation and um, forcing the South that was making more money to give their money to the North. Not to mention that every other state that came into the Union from right before the Civil War, it was like it's supposed to be one would come in for the South, one would come in for the North, and so on and so forth until we had the full country. And one of the states that came in wanted to have slaves when they weren't supposed to have slaves because they were Northern, and that was the powder keg that kicked it all off. Because I've lived in the North, I've lived in the West, and I've lived in the South, and when you get the perspective of all those places, you end up finding out the real story behind the Civil War. Because the North wants to claim it was all about slavery, the South wants to claim it's all about taxation and forcing the plantations to pay more than the North was in taxes, and then out West it was all about the territories that were becoming states and how it was supposed to be an equal divide between slave and non-slave. Well, it's not both, Mandy. There was three sides to that story. You had the North, the South, and the West, and the West was uh, basically neutral in it all. Because when the Civil War kicked off, only half of America had states. The rest of it were territories. And then you also had foreign countries that were funding both sides.
There we go.
Because I think it was France and Britain chose sides in the Civil War and were helping the sides out. Well, Mandy, what do you think it was all about? Like I said, I've lived in the North, I've lived in the South, and I've lived out West, and I've got a pretty good perspective on it. And I was taught all sides of the story, so that's it, Mandy. You just let us know what your ideas are. She's from the Netherlands. Hey, Jim. Yes, Mandy, the South wanted to keep their slaves because that was their cheap labor and how they were making their money off of agriculture. The North wanted to quote unquote free the slaves, but they wanted to free the Southern slaves, not the Northern ones. And then the West, like I said, out West, we were taught that it was all about the North wanting more money from the South wanting to be independent. The West was going ahead, and each time they were bringing a new state into the Union, one was supposed to be a slave state, one was supposed to be a non slave state, and there was a time where when it was supposed to be a non slave state, they wanted to be a slave state, so it tipped off the Civil War. Like I said, it was partially, it wasn't the full thing. The North was trying to tax the South out of having slaves, and then had come into the compromise about each state that came into the Union. It would be one would be a slave state, one would not be. And there was a state that was supposed to come in as a non that came in as wanting it. And Lincoln and a bunch of people in the North thought that if they taxed the South so much, then they would end up having to give up their slaves. And it, like I said, it was a piece of it, but not all of it. Much like any war, it's not so cut and dry as to the reasons. You have to look into both sides, what they thought, what they felt, and everything else. I mean, the only real cut and dry wars that we had were World War One and World War Two. 'Cause that was about a country trying to expand an empire and the rest of the world fighting against it. And like I said, that's just from what I was taught from living in the North, living in the South, and living out West. You get a perspective from each side of the three sides of the Civil War. Man, I got 2 viewers. Yay! The more y'all type in the chat, the more it shows on YouTube that I have viewers. So, just saying.
I need to fucking retire. Where's Alpha Tyler and all your other buddies at?
Alpha Dog is probably sleeping because he has to get his kid up in the morning. Or wait, it's summer, so I don't know. He's probably sleeping. Um, Jason JV is probably over at Dan Armstrong's live because Dan had Triple T up, and they were talking about the rundown, kind of doing like an after show, I think.
I missed the rundown,
It was
and
pretty
I'm
good.
too lazy to go on. I'm too lazy to go replay it.
It was pretty good. I mean, they had 2 good artists to start with. I forget the first guy's name, and then KSN, and KSN won that match. They had 2 people go up against each other that were both, by what everybody in the chat as well as all the judges said, were trash. So they redid 2 new artists, and it was Jon Snow versus Aaron Keese, and both did not put up their best songs, but Aaron Keese won. And next week it's going to be Athena versus Aaron Keese, and KSN versus Kenny Reacts. Or I'm sorry, not next week, but this Thursday. Those are the people that are going to be competing against each other. But it was rather interesting.
Yeah, it's 14. I missed it all.
Like I said, if you were to go rewatch it, I would go ahead and skip to where they started the first round. Watch the first round, skip that second round until they started over, and then watch that. But that's only if you were going to go and watch the replay. And I probably shouldn't say to skip around due to the fact that,
I skip around anyway.
Yeah,
If I watch
right.
replays, I skip around. I don't watch the whole thing. I watch it just to get it. I just watch enough to get to just, and I'm like, okay, that's it. All right, bye.
But as I was saying, I shouldn't tell people to skip around due to the fact that, they need the views on the content. But that was the first 2 rounds, and actually it was 3 rounds. But like I said, 2 of those artists just, they weren't that great. It sounded like one had recorded their track on a cell phone, and the other
Was that
one,
moron?
huh?
Was that moron?
No, he wasn't in it. It was somebody else. But the one guy sounded like,
Sounds like moron. Using a
yeah,
cell phone and thinking yeah, okay, whatever.
yeah. But the one guy, he sounded like he was an Upchurch fan, and recorded his track on a cell phone. And then the other person was a female, and was so heavily auto tuned with her song they shut it off halfway through.
You know,
Yeah, they were all kind of disappointed in those 2. The first 2 they liked, and then with Jon Snow and Aaron Keys, they were impressed to a degree, but still didn't like their tracks. But they also both submitted tracks that weren't their best work, in my opinion, because I'm fans of both of them.
well, see, that's the problem I have. Okay, and this, well, I don't care if I offend anybody. I'm used to offending everybody. I don't care anymore. You can all
Hi,
fuck off.
Amanda. Yeah, go ahead.
You can leave me hate mail in the morning. I don't care. I won't read it, but whatever. If you're an artist and you are going on a competition, don't be fucking lazy. Go with it
Right.
with your best.
Right.
It's a competition for a reason. If
Yeah.
you're going to do the work half-assed and not put your all into it, why fucking bother? You're
Yeah. And
taking space for other people who may want to, be in the competition.
right. And the prizes for this rundown are phenomenal.
Right. I hate people I hate artists that do things half-assed. I mean, I admit, I'm one of those people who occasionally, once in a while, when I'm completely fucking bored out of my mind, I'll
Mhm.
watch American Idol or I'll watch, The Voice. But if
Mhm.
you're, it's the same thing. If you're going into a competition, you gotta put your all into it. You can't just assume you're gonna go up there, be half-assed, and oh my god, win the jackpot. It don't work that fucking way.
Right.
No artist puts a half-assed work.
Right.
Like what the fuck? What you think? Kenny Rogers, Kenny Logan, Billy Idol, fucking uh, Keith Urban, Garth Brooks. Fuck, you think they all went in half-assed? No, they put their blood, sweat, and tears into everything they did. That's how they got where they were.
Right. Aloha,
If,
Tater.
if they put in a work that was half-assed, they'd be fucking humiliated off fucking stage.
Right.
It's kind of like with art. It's kind of like with so-called artists, and I do call them so-called artists, and that's not an insult. They
Mhm.
they had the potential, but they're just too damn lazy to do it. It's like with those. They can they can do good, but they just don't want to put in the effort. So why even fucking bother?
Right. Well, the other thing was that a lot of the artists that entered are entering songs that they already have done or have already put out, and it's one of those things for a competition. You want to come up with something new and send it in because there's
But
a chance
that's
that
not
people have already
necessarily
heard all
true.
that.
That's not necessarily true. I'm just going to disagree with you onto this one to a point. If the song was already released and it's a good song, okay. But if it's a song that you released and it's not up to par to your current work, like let's say it was part of your first album or whatever.
Right.
People improve over time.
Right.
But if you're like using a song from like your first or second album or a song that's been out, for a while, and you're just going to throw that in there when deep down that you've improved. No, that's just no.
Right.
I don't have a problem, if it's a song already out there, as long as it's fucking, as long as it's fucking good. But
Right.
if it's not there, then no, fucking take that shit back to the trash.
Right.
I mean, there's songs by Eminem, I don't like, but at least he gave it his all. I mean, he's done a couple of remixes on his old songs too. Some
Yeah.
of them were good, some of them were, but
Right.
it's like if you know that it's not your best work, don't listen to it.
Right. I feel you on that. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it plays out. Like I said, I agree with KSN winning his round. Jon Snow and Aaron Keys, you know, they both submitted not necessarily their best tracks, but they both had submitted and got judged accordingly, and were given constructive criticism and a little bit of you know negative criticism, but the next round it should be better. What hellions, Tater? Or are you talking to Amanda? And Jiminator, if you're still here, how'd your stream go?
Why did I say Geminator is an innuendo for Sperminator? Like, literally, it's like Geminator, Sperminator. Okay, there's an innuendo in there somewhere.
I feel you, but no, he's a good kid. He's Canadian. He started out making beats and producing music, and he's dabbled in rap and also has formed a rock band that's pretty good. It's called Beyond the Veil.
I was reading an article earlier about artists, yelling at, online sites not paying enough, and the radio stations not giving them, enough of a profit. And I'm like, you do realize that, radio stations and online um, music stations, whatever you want to call them,
Mm-hmm.
are just there to expose your music. Like, literally,
Yeah,
it's to encourage people to actually listen to your songs and then go and buy your albums or your songs.
yeah, it's all
Like,
about marketing.
it's not about, oh, well, here, Spotify has, like this many users. Okay. You want to be paid what, 25 cents a song? Uh, do you know how that, so literally you want to bankrupt radio stations and online music stations is what I'm hearing. Okay. And how are you going to get exposure then?
Right. Well, it's like with Tim's rundown. The prize package for that for this season, they're getting an interview on Chad Arms TV, 3 other reactors interviews, $500 cash, a beat from Outlaw Nation producer, and a feature with Adam Calhoun and a music video out of it.
It's just like, it's kind of like with competitions.
Mm-hmm.
They're only here to give you exposure. They're not here to go out there and line your pocket. They're just going to give you exposure so you can meet a new audience or gain a new audience.
Yeah,
Like,
Lord, Trainwreck Kenny, the beats by Trainwreck Kenny, right?
hey, Lori, how are you? It just, it's just like I don't know where the disconnect is. Radio stations have always been like that. It's all
Yep.
about marketing.
Yep.
It's about getting your shit out there.
Right. And the way most of the radio stations were is you got played by how much you gave the radio station. So you paid to get your music played.
But see, this is the problem with radio stations that I've always had a problem with, and which is
Mm-hmm.
why I don't listen to the radio anymore, is because they usually played the same song 10 times in a row.
Oh yeah.
And it's
But
like,
Lori,
I don't want
if
to
you want,
listen
feel
to
free
the
to hit the
same
link.
song 10 times in a row.
Yeah. Lori, if you want to, you can hit the link.
My feet hurt, my back hurts, my arms hurt. Hell, my tailbone even hurts. Okay, there is not one part of me that does not fucking hurt right now.
Yeah. I feel you.
See, at least becoming a truck driver, all I have to do is sit on my ass all day, and I'm good at that.
I'm on my phone too, Lori. I don't know why it won't. And Amanda, you can't listen to Kryptonite. I know. I feel the same way. And that band is from where 3 cities over from where I live. Matter of fact, they're doing a
God,
concert here.
there's one song I cannot listen to, and that's, oh God, what the fuck was her name? For fuck's sake. She's Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter. Miley Cyrus, Wrecking
Miley
Ball.
Cyrus.
I
Yeah.
can't fucking listen to that song because they fucking ruined it.
Okay, I got a train coming, so I might have to mute. I'm waiting to hear the horn blow.
It's like with Taylor Swift songs. They play the same song over and over. Then, oh,
Yeah.
there's a new one. Over. It's like, God. Trains coming by. I
Okay, I'm
remember
back.
used to living by the railroad track. Oh my fucking God, I hated that. 2 or 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, I live 3 streets in, or 3 houses in from the main street. Well, one of the main streets that goes by, and then on the other side of that road is the railroad tracks, and on the other side of the railroad tracks is the military base, and then there's a road that comes around by that fence, and on the other side of that road in the military base is the flight line for the airplanes. So there's times where we'll get the trains come by, and then you have a plane flying over, and it's just hard to hear. I don't know if y'all can hear them.
I can.
That's cool. I like Tommy Vex, Amanda. I used to like Bad Wolves, but then Tommy left them, and I've been listening to Tommy more than Bad Wolves. But that's one thing about me. I listen to a little bit of everything: rock, rap, country, pop.
Well, see, I can't really, and I know that Lori's probably going to kill me because I know she's going to yell at me. She's going to go to Tim and say, this is what Tim said, and then Tim's going to get back at me, and then it's going to be a domino effect. But see, I can't listen to just any kind of rap. Like, I have to, I don't know, like I know I'm going to be shallow here. Like, the only reason why I like Eminem is because I find him sexy. That's the only reason why I can listen to him. When it comes to like Nelly or other rappers, I can't listen to them because I find them a little bit too arrogant for their own good. So it's just like, yeah, we're not going to get into that one. But like the only reason why I like certain rappers is literally if I think they're cute, I'll listen to them. If I don't think they're cute, I'll just toss them in the bin somewhere.
Well, there's an Australian rap group that I'm a big fan of because 99% of their songs have positive messages, and the band is called Bliss and Esso.
But see, I also can't listen to a lot of rap either because, and I know this is probably going to make me sound bad, but I just can't stand songs that use the N word over and over and over. Like it grates on my nerve. I know.
I
I
understand that
know
one.
that probably won't make sense to a lot of people, but it's just one of the words that grate on me, and it's just out of all the words in the dictionary, you can find something else. Why are you using the N word, please?
Yeah, I feel it's lazy writing because a lot of times it's like they don't know what else to say, so they drop the N word.
Oh, Menace is a hot motherfucker, okay? I will listen to Menace all damn day long. I will
But
molest that motherfucker from here to Kingdom Come.
but
I
what
will
about
molest
Burden?
Jay. I will molest Jay from here to Kingdom Come, okay? I will molest Jason V from here to Kingdom Come, along with Alpha Tyler, and I have no shame in that.
Yeah, and we don't look at him any different for it. But what about Burden? Have you seen or experienced any of Burden's music?
No, I've never heard of Burden.
Burden and Mises did a song called "Riot for Me" together
Now,
that
see,
is pretty dope.
okay. The problem I have with Neeson is that I don't know him. Okay, so first of all, I don't have nothing personally against him. It's just in my idea. Okay, and I only know of one song that he did, and that was the little feud that he had with Nick Cannon. Okay,
Yeah,
I have to disagree with a white person talking about race wars or racism only because we like I'm gay, okay? I've experienced bigotry, I've experienced, unfairness, but at the same time, I've never experienced what black people have gone through. You know what I mean?
right,
You can't talk, like me as a white person, I can't talk about, you know, a race card or racism in the fact that I've never experienced it, so therefore I don't understand it, or therefore I can't really
but
make a grand, you know,
but at the
what
same
I'm trying to do.
time, you've experienced, you know, um, what's it, the bigotry for you being gay. So,
Right.
with having been through that, you should be able to at least empathize with their plight.
I
You
do
may not
emphasize with
understand it
their plight.
completely.
Well, it's like this, people have asked me that, especially
Hmm.
what gay people have gone through in the past. But
Hmm.
it's like this, okay? And this is going to probably be one of the most, this is probably going to be one of the best ways I can explain it, but at the same time, it's going to be horrific.
Hmm.
I've never, I've never experienced being brutally unalived just because I was gay. Has it happened to gay people? Yes. But has it happened on a scale that has happened to people uh, of a minority or of a different race or belief? No.
Hmm.
Like, you cannot compare what we have gone through. Like, what we have gone through has been horrific. First and
Right.
foremost, it has been horrific.
Hmm.
But at the same time, it's not on the same scale as what people of a minority have gone through.
Right. But the fact of empathy just means that you can understand what they've gone through.
Yes,
It
I
doesn't
I,
mean
I
that. It
understand
doesn't
what
mean
they have
that.
gone through,
Yeah. It
but
doesn't
it's
mean
just
that
like a
you've been
two-edged.
through it. It just means you can understand it.
It just with that one song, it's just like okay, you know. And the other thing that I kind of got a little bit, see, when it comes to white people and doing that, it's like, okay, but you're not a person of color. You don't have to work 4 times harder to prove yourself like they have to. Like, they can't just go out and assume everything is going to be hunky-dory. That doesn't happen. I mean, take a look at what's been happening lately. Black people who go to a bank, all they have to do is meet one bigot and their whole life is turned upside down. It's like that. Have I experienced that? No. I sympathize with people of color, but it's like, as a white person, it's never been that extreme to me either. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right, but at the same time, there's always been white people trying to help minorities not have to face those problems. And for any minority to say, just because you're white or what have you, you don't understand their plight. You can understand the plight, you just haven't lived it. And without
Well,
people,
I did get into an
championing
argument. Okay, I
things,
take that back. I did get into an argument with the black person once, who actually told me, you're a white person. You can get, you can get, you can go to college off the bat, or you can get a job off the bat. And it's like, no, that's not how life works. Like,
yeah,
I can't, as a white person, yeah, I'm white, but I can't just go out there and apply for a student loan and get approved for it right away. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's like, when I looked for a job, like, I applied at over 100 different places before I got the job that I got now. But,
right,
I got this job because the manager of the hotel I was staying at, gave me, a good reference. But other than that, it was sheer luck. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I filled out an application and oh, there we go, right off the bat. No,
right,
I had to take time.
right. And it's
It's
one of
just,
those things also that I tell people all the time. You are not defined by your circumstances. You can rise above, especially in America. You just have to apply yourself and work at whatever you want to do. You know, no matter what, you're not going to be handed anything. You have to work for it.
yeah, I wasn't handed anything. I have to work for
Right.
what I have. It's just like, am I
And
going to work in the hotel industry forever? No. Am I
right.
going to?
And
I'm just,
also,
okay, there you go. I'm just, all right.
yeah, yeah,
But
and
I'm just
also,
not motivated to do anything right now, and I don't. And right now, I don't feel like I should be motivated. Like, I'm
right,
comfortable. Like, I'm happy. Well, I
right.
shouldn't say I'm happy. I'm content.
Amanda, I can't play music because I'm on my phone. I can't screen share being on my phone, and I can't tab out, or I'll end up out of the live and have to come back. But the other thing about that I wanted to tell you, Doom, is you really should look into Mises's catalog because
Oh,
he's
I
got
haven't.
some
Like,
really
I don't. I
good
haven't.
songs. Yeah,
I've heard a lot of
no,
this song. It's
yeah,
just that
but
one song that irked me, and I'm like,
right, right, and I understand, but you also have to understand the reason he did it was he went after Nick because Nick said that white people have no place in rap music when rap music is music. Everybody has a place in music. I don't care what
oh,
genre
it's
it
like
is.
the
It can
same
be
people
country
that.
music. There's black people in country music. There's
Well,
you
no,
know
that whole thing started decades ago. Like, it wasn't just, the same has been said about blues, rock and roll.
right.
It's been
And I
said
feel you on that.
about, it's been said about rap. It's just like, music is universal. It doesn't have a color. What the fuck?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Mises says a lot of times is hip hop is a culture, not a color. If you live that lifestyle, then you belong.
Look, according to my Bible, nowhere does it say that music is a color, okay? I can pull out my Bible, and nowhere in there does it say that music is a color.
Right.
course, it also says too that make joyful noise under the Lord. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a joyful noise, which I
Right.
think I should bitch slap him for. Apparently, he doesn't know tone deafness.
That's funny, and that's the whole reason karaoke started was, you know, if you go and look up the translation of karaoke, it's tone deaf orchestra, and it's supposed to be a fun hobby, not serious.
Yeah,
But
now, see, I'm too old. Nick, okay, so if I'm correct, Nick Cannon is that dude who used to be on Nickelodeon. Is that correct? Or is that different?
um, Nick Cannon, I'm not sure if he started out on Nickelodeon, but he ended up getting a TV series called Wild and Out, where they basically had like rap battles, and they would do like dis
Is
things
that
and
the
skits
same Nick
against each other
Cannon
and
that
stuff
was
like
like
that.
on American Idol or whatever?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's the same Nickelodeon Nick Cannon, the fucking jackass.
Yeah. But yeah, and then that's the whole reason Mises went at him, was because he said that, white people didn't belong in hip hop, and he took issue with it. But Mises has a lot of great songs like Free Prussian, um, almost everything off of his Raptivus album, which is 50 songs that you can buy for $9.99. No other artist has done that I know of, because he was honoring the 50th anniversary of hip hop when he did it.
Well, it's like this. I don't believe white people belong on skateboards or in fucking waves in the ocean, but what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, Amanda said that, yeah, Nick Cannon was on the show All That on Nickelodeon.
Okay, yeah, the jackass, the moron.
Hmm. But yeah,
You can tell how much I keep up on on all day shenanigans. I don't.
right.
Don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, Humanity was a good song too, Amanda. But Free Prussian, Humanity, he's got songs off of, like I said, the Raptivus album called Starve, Hate, Feed, Love. He's a really good artist. People should look more into. He's also very Christian, and he lives by the Bible.
Wait, who does?
Mises.
Oh, I was gonna say not Nick Cannon.
No, no, not Nick Cannon, but Mises. But yeah, there's a lot of dope independent artists out there, and as of like, I want to say about 2016, 2017, I stopped listening to mainstream music for the most part, unless something gets recommended to me from a band that I like, and I listen to nothing but independent artists. There's also a good independent rock band out there that's called oh, what's their name? Oh fuck. Now I'm on the spot. I can't remember their name. Citizen Soldier. That's who they are. It's an independent rock band called Citizen Soldier. That they are so independent that when they go on tour, they do a GoFundMe, and they go where the majority of the donors live. Like, if the majority of the donors are in like Seattle, they'll go do a show in Seattle. If they're in Ohio, they'll go to Ohio, and places like that. They look and see who donated to the GoFundMe and how many people from each state or even city, and they'll go there and they'll do their shows and do meetups and stuff like that with some of their fans. They're a really good group. There's also another I believe they're an independent band that's a rock band called Smash Into Pieces that's from Sweden, but they sing in English, and they're pretty good. I like them. But yeah, I listen to a little bit of everything: rock, rap, country. Um, if it's Weird Al, polka.
Oh, see, I can't stand polka music.
Well, like I said, if it's Weird Al and he's doing polka, I can listen to it because he makes it funny.
That's true. He's also the only person I know that can piss off other artists.
Oh no, there's many people that can piss off other artists. However, he's one of the ones that had the biggest beef with another mainstream artist, but they've squashed that since.
I remember how pissed Coolio got when Weird Al came out with Amish Paradise. Oh, that was fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, and he was totally blindsided by that because he always asked artists permission, or at least through their management team, and their management
Well, see,
team
that's
gave
the
him
problem.
permission, but
See, that's the problem.
he didn't.
He did ask Coolio for permission. Coolio said no, and he still went ahead with it.
No, if you listen to his side of the story, he asked Coolio's management, and Coolio's management said go for it. And Coolio had said that he had never been contacted until after it was all over with. And when Coolio found out what had happened, he squashed the beef with Weird Al. That's how that all went down. Because I watched a documentary about all that, where they interviewed both Coolio and Weird Al about it. And that's why Coolio was all mad about it, was because he felt disrespected because he had never been asked and said that he would have said no. But Weird Al went through his management team and got the go ahead for it. And then
Well, there was
afterwards, it
well,
blew him up
either way,
even
there's
more.
nothing that Coolio could have done because copyright doesn't cover parodies, and that's all Weird Al does is parodies.
Right, but he ended up going ahead and having a conversation with Coolio, and even gave Coolio some of the royalties from it. So that went a long way to him, and they squashed their beef from it. And he had said before his passing that he was cool with Weird Al. He just has Weird Al's number, and Weird Al has his number, so that if they ever did, he had ever done anything, that Weird Al can actually call him and talk to him in person. Was what I remember from the documentary I watched.
Me, I'm just over here going like, it's just a fucking song.
Right.
It's just a fucking song.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of arguments and beef like that can be solved with people picking up the phone and talking to each other. But people get a big head and think that they don't deserve to talk to somebody, and well, that's when beef happens.
I don't care about people. Well, yeah, I'm just at the stage though right now where, I'm like other people. I don't care if people have a beef with me. I'm not here to please anybody.
I feel you. I like being liked, but at the same time, like I said, I'm one of those that I'm willing to have a conversation. But if you're just gonna talk over me and shut me down with everything that I say, then if that's not a conversation. It's got to be a two-way street where we listen to each other, we interject, and we have a conversation and come to a mutual understanding, whether it be agree to disagree or one or the other changes their opinion. That's fine, but you got to come to some kind of common ground and go, okay, we're not going to agree on this topic. Let's move on to another topic and talk about, it, And I believe that's what the world needs right now is more people that are willing to have conversations. One of the reasons why I love doing my podcast is because I can have conversations with people, get to know people on a personal basis.
I think I
Yeah.
killed.
Huh?
I think I killed your chat.
And
Lori went by. Amanda, shut up. Yeah, I think I killed your chat.
nah, it's getting late. People have probably fallen asleep. It's all good. Not everybody are night owls, and I get that. But yeah, there's a lot of independent artists that I know that. Oh, there's Amanda. But there's a lot of independent artists that I know, and a few of them are on the rundown. I'm excited to hear how Layman and Ethic the God do whenever they're up.
I can go.
Ooh, do tell Amanda. What are you arguing about rap history about? That's one of my favorite topics to discuss with people because of my age. I'm 53, so I got to watch rap grow out of its infancy into what it is now. And people always want to argue with me and tell me, oh, rap was all about battling and who's better than who. No, rap started out as people hyping up a DJ and making a party want to dance. That's what it started as. What it evolved into was battle rap and everything else, but that wasn't the beginnings of it. Because a lot of people don't understand the actual history of rap and hip hop. It started out as party music and people, having block parties and get togethers and a DJ that was spinning records and making people dance. And whenever people were just standing around, that's when the MC or rapper would get on a microphone and start rapping to whatever the DJ was playing to try to get people up dancing. And it evolved into battle rap, you know, with the beef between artists happening and everything else. And it evolved into this battle rap culture that we have today. Because a lot of the first rappers out there were like LL Cool J, Run DMC, Beastie Boys, um, Cool Mo D.
I'm sorry. I never thought of Beastie Boys as a rap group. I just thought of them as I just thought of them nothing more than clowns. Sorry.
Well, I
I
mean
just
that
thought
that
they were a bunch of fucking idiots, a bunch of posers.
well that I mean to a degree that's how they started because they were making party music and having fun. He was talking about how it's not just for one race. I told him about the Russian influence from way back when. Yeah, Fireman, Sugar Hill Gang. Also, now Marky Mark was a little bit more into like the '80s and all that, but yeah, with Vanilla Ice came the white rappers because before that it was primarily minorities that did rap, and like I
I'm
said, it was
sorry.
because
Vanilla
they were
Ice
doing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to
Hmm.
say this. I know I'm going to get break across
Hmm.
the polls, but you know what? Vanilla Ice lost all credibility when he starred in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
Right, and that was the slow decline of his career was when he did that, but he became popular enough to do that, which also made it okay for other white rappers to come out and become rappers, like a Marky Mark, an Eminem, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Like the moment Vanilla Ice started in that movie, I was like, okay, you've lost all credibility with me. You're no longer cool. Goodbye.
Right, and that's the way a lot of people feel. Amanda with go ninja, go. But yeah, in the early days of rap, it was all about, talking about what you see going on socially and or trying to uplift a party and get people dancing.
Yeah, I never really thought of Vanilla Ice as an artist. I just thought of him more as a warm up act for the main event. Is that wrong? Like,
Right.
literally.
And to what Amanda Nelson says, I've seen that Vanilla Ice came out with a song recently with Violent J from ICP. Who's the rundown rounds Jiminator? In
No,
the
who
first
won the
round,
Monday?
in the first round, KSN won against his opponent. I forget who it was. And Aaron Keese, I believe, won against Jon Snow. And Thursday, Jon Snow is going to go up against Athena, and KSN is going to go up against Kenny Reacts. Nice. Yeah, Jim Ayers said who won the rundown rounds.
You already just answered him.
Yep. I hope you heard me.
Aaron won because he was in chat.
Actually, that is kind of true because he was in the chat defending his entry because it was like three versions of one song, but they weren't coherent and combined. And he had said that they were basically him doing remixes. Yeah, well, yeah, Aaron won round two up against Jon Snow, and KSN won in the first round. I forget against who. And I agree, Fireman. Any artist that enters should come and be in the chat because they'll get to hear the constructive and destructive criticisms of the judges to better themselves. And there's that. Yeah, Thursday is going to be interesting. I'm probably not going to be able to be there live, and I'll have to watch the replay because of, Alpha Tyler goes live for his music reactions on Thursday nights, so I'll be watching that. But I'll definitely catch the replay to see how KSN and Aaron Keese and Athena do. No, no, Fireman. It was KSN versus who he was against and won. Then there was two other artists that were both crap that they got rid of, and then brought in two new artists, which was Jon Snow versus Aaron Keys. Amanda, I think Tim said that Dragon did enter. And like I said, I'm going to be interested to see how Layman and Ethic the God do, as well as Blindsight. All three of them are dope artists. Blindsight's impressive. That man, ooh, he can spit.
I heard spit is better than lube.
I wouldn't know.
Well, you could. I can make a trip up there.
uh,
Have a little bit of adventure. You know how much life lives, so there you go.
yeah, Uncle Dub entered, and so did Sweet Daddy, which is T Rub's father. So that should be interesting. And there we go with Dead Air.
What dead air?
Exactly. But Geminator and Fireman, if you all want to join, link's pinned. I've been live for 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Oops, sorry.
It's all good. That's true. DJ Herc was one of the forefathers of hip hop. You're correct, Tater. He's one of the OGs in hip hop. And a lot of people forget about him. And he's Jamaican descent, but I think that he was a United States citizen living in New York. But I could be wrong. Right, Tater? Sorry about that, Amanda. I hate PayPal. I like Cash App better. I don't typically promote my Cash App because it has my real name attached to it, but I believe somewhere in my community posts I did post it. You just have to find it if you're wanting a Cash App. I agree. Bob Marley was a great musician and singer. Three Little Birds has always been my favorite Bob Marley song. And whenever I met a few Jamaicans that had come to the U.S. to work for the casinos, they were all surprised that I knew that song. They figured I'd say Buffalo Soldier or No Woman, No Cry as being my favorite, because those are the most popular. That's cool, Tater. Yeah, like I said, my favorite is Three Little Birds, but all of his songs are good. Damn, Amanda, that sucks. Yeah, it's all gravy, Tater. Like I said, I can talk music all day. If people want to know. I can give like my top three of almost every genre, if you ask me. See, and that's what I said, man. That Bob Marley has great songs. Now, my top three Bob Marley songs would probably be Three Little Birds, No Woman, No Cry, and Buffalo Soldier. Yeah, like I said, if people want to know, you just give me a genre and I'll give you my top three. I can do that for any genre, up to and including classical music. For classical music, it's Bach, Beethoven, and Chopin are my favorite artists. A lot of people never ask me that one, but I went ahead and provided it for y'all anyway. My top three mainstream solo rappers are going to be LL Cool J, uh, Big Daddy Kane, and and Tupac. My top three rock artists are probably going to be uh, Ozzy, Tesla, and Motley Crue. For rock, those are my top three bands slash artists. My top three punk bands will probably be uh, the Ramones, Iggy Pop, and Black Flag. All right, Tater, have a good one.
Okay, I don't see Daniel Amish starting live, so he must have a new channel.
I think he does. But he was live when I started. He may have ended. Boyfriend used to play this game with me, like weird topics, and we would say, "Bet you don't have a song for that." He quit playing when he had seen a serial killer had made human meat pies. Damn.
Oh my God, there is a song. Oh my God, Oh my God. So there's actually a song, okay, that references human meat pie. But I don't think a lot of people know this, but it was the Broadway play version of Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Baker Street. Angelica, and not Angelica Houston, what was it? Angela Lansbury sang it. She
Right,
turned Sweeney in the Broadway version. She turned Sweeney Todd's victims into meat pies.
right. Gotcha. Yeah. My top three operas is Phantom of the Opera, um, Sweeney Todd.
I don't know, but the Broadway one was a little bit. I found the Broadway when Angela Lansbury was singing it, her version was a little bit more darker and scarier than the movie version, and I'm like, my God.
Mhm. And then I think the third under opera, but it's probably more musical that I'm tying together with, like I said, Phantom of the Opera, Sweeney Todd, and Les Mis were my top three for that category, opera
I've
slash
never
musical.
seen Phantom of the Opera.
You should check out the original Broadway cast recordings of Phantom of the Opera. It's awesome. They all sing like angels. Nice. I'm trying to think of other categories like top three metal artists or bands are probably going to be uh, Iron Maiden. Um,
I like Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast.
I like Fear of the Dark better than Number of the Beast, but like I said, Iron Maiden, probably Metallica
But then again, I also
pre
like
Black Album.
Metallica Sandman. Like, I'm sorry, but A Perfect Circle, Counting Bodies to the Rhythm of the Wardroom, and Metallica Sandman are two perfect lullabies. There you fucking go.
Amanda's top three musicals are Rent, Wicked, and The Wiz. Solid choices. Yeah, my absolute favorite Metallica song is Welcome Home Sanitarium, followed by Fade to Black. But when I was saying my top three metal bands, like I said, it's Iron Maiden, Metallica, and Anthrax. Now, if you want top three Metallica songs, I'm gonna go Welcome Home Sanitarium, Fade to Black, and Four Horsemen would be my top three Metallica songs. Because everything from the Black Album current up until the most recent album sucked balls to me. It's like James Hetfield forgot how to write lyrics.
Hey, don't knock sucking balls until you've tried it.
I'm just saying. It's like James Hetfield forgot how to write lyrics because from Justice for All back, he actually would come up with a storyline and write his lyrics to the storyline, whether it's something, a story he read in the newspaper, a book he read, or something like that. And everything after that, it was like he was just trying to be commercialized. Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, and Butcher Babies. Solid. I like Ozzy more than Black Sabbath, but Black Sabbath has a song that just slaps for me. It's called The Wizard. Now let's see. My top three Iron Maiden songs are gonna be uh, Fear of the Dark. Um, Trying to think of the name of the song. Damn it, I can't think of the name of the song. I'm running through the lyrics in my head. What's your mom's favorite song ever? Black Sabbath, The Wizard? Oh. Damn it, I got the lyrics to that Iron Maiden song in my head. I just can't think of the name of the song. It's gonna drive me batty.
You know what really sucks about my life choices is that I'm making the wrong life choices.
And why do you say that?
Alright, so I'm in Las Vegas. I thought it would be great. I thought it would be fun and dandy. Oh my god, nobody told me it would be this fucking hot. Now I just want to move back to the state I came from. But then I'm like, no. I think I'm more inclined to move to Alaska because this heat wave is starting to fucking kill me.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like,
Damn
people
it.
at work are like, how can you fucking sit in the fucking freezer? Literally. I went to work today and
That's it.
I literally was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to sneak, out of view. Literally, I was in the freezer for 3 hours. Somebody walked in and was like, have you been here? And I'm like, I know, I lost count. And they're like, have you been here for more than an hour? I go, okay, we can go with that. Looked at me, she's
But
like,
yeah,
how can you sit in the fucking freezer that long? I'm like, it's better than, sweating my balls off out there.
yeah. But yeah, I remember the name of the song now. My top three songs for Iron Maiden is Fear of the Dark, Hallowed Be Thy Name, and it's gonna be
He forgot it.
probably no, it's probably gonna be Run to the Hills. Those are my three favorite Iron Maiden songs. Fear of the Dark, Hallowed Be Thy Name, and Run to the Hills. Because hallowed be thy name. That man just holds a note forever.
I was like, okay, I could do dry heat, no humidity. Oh my God, no, that was a bad mistake.
Yeah, I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico for a couple of years, and having no humidity and the heat like that, it sucks because it seems so nice out until you fall out from heat exhaustion, or you end up sunburnt and don't realize how you got it because you didn't think it was that hot out.
Like I said, I need to rethink my life choices because apparently I'm making bad ones.
Yeah, where I live, it's Mississippi Gulf Coast, and uh, the city I live is an inlet. So we've got the Gulf of Mexico to the south of us. To the east of us, there's the opening to the bay, and then to the north of us is what they call Back Bay. So we're surrounded on three sides by water. So when the humidity kicks up, it's horrific. You see what Amanda says, Doom? She says she prayed for Blindside all summer. Now she's going to pray for Doom.
Yeah, people need to pray for me because this was a bad idea.
Yeah, Amanda says that she gets seizures during dry heat. It's a trigger for her.
See, I used to like Clay Walker, but then I don't know. He lost his spark. I don't know. Just his
When it
first
comes
2 or 3 albums were okay, but his later albums were like, okay, what the fuck?
when it comes to country music, a band that I've seen live for country music that I will tell everybody that you need to see live and or listen to their music is Zach Brown Band. And then to go top three country artists, it's going to be probably Zach Brown Band, um, Johnny Cash, and probably Garth Brooks. And Fireman says he likes his older stuff and the song he did with Ryan Upchurch. Yeah, I like Zach Brown's first album. Their more recent stuff doesn't quite hit as well, but they're still a good band. But like I said, those are my top three country. Yeah, I can see that with Colorado. I forgot honorable mention in the country category is Toby Keith. I used to like his stuff too. And Hank Williams Jr. Yeah, Garth Brooks did always put on a good show. I've got to meet a lot of artists whenever I worked in the casinos, but I've also seen a good number of bands too. I got to see Guns N' Roses during their Appetite for Destruction tour when I was a teenager, along with Ozzy for his No Rest for the Wicked tour, which was the first appearance of Zakk Wylde. And I got to see Metallica for their Justice for All tour and Cinderella for the Long Cold Winter tour. I got to see Matchbox 20. I got to see Creed with Seven Dust opening for them, and I was more impressed with Seven Dust than I was Creed. And then I got to see Foreigner, I think it was it was Boston for the 75th anniversary tour, as well as Zach Brown. Right, Amanda? Actually, I never went to a Three Doors Down show, Fireman, but when Kryptonite first hit on the radio, I was at a bar that had maybe like four people in it, and they came in to celebrate, and they had a radio disc jockey with them, and the radio disc jockey came up to the bar and asked for them to get security down to keep all the fans away, and it was like there was four of us, and I was like, pretentious assholes. Yeah, Fireman, I'm in Biloxi, so who's your number one on your bucket list, Amanda? Oh yeah, I loved AC/DC. I also had three different chances to see Rush and missed every one of them. Either because one, the guy that got the tickets had to work. Two, I had to work when the guy that I was going to go with got the tickets. And then the third time, neither one of us had the money to get tickets. But yeah, that's another band, Rush, that I like. But I think I'm going to shut it down soon. My eyes are getting blurry.
Yeah, but that's normal at your age.
Fuck you. No, it's just I'm getting tired and reading chat and everything is making my eyes blurry. So I appreciate everybody that came out, and thank you, Doom, for hopping up on the panel. Yeah, that's kind of sad that that song got killed for you. The radio stations killed that song for me too. But Rush has a lot of other great songs that I like listening to. But I appreciate everybody coming through, and I appreciate Doom for hopping up here and chatting with me. And I think I'm going to shut it down
Bye,
and talk
everybody.
to y'all later. Go ahead. Oh. Well, thank you, Amanda, but I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all later.